Uncle Chunt.
Oi, welcome back to Chunty TV, and my name is Uncle Chunt. So today I'm finally getting to the review of Sea of Thieves. Oh boy, I've taken a bit longer than some other outlets just because I wanted to take my time with it and actually get some good hours sunk into the game, just so I actually know what the hell I'm doing and what the game is. Now, with all that said, I don't think this game is for everyone. I'm just going to get some negatives out of the way first before I start raving about what I really think. I don't think at the moment it's worth a full price game. That's no detriment to the quality of the game, far from it. I just think at the moment it's just lacking a bit of content. But even that, like, I think that's the only negative I can really kind of pinpoint, besides not having a real solo mode. There is a solo mode that you can set sail on, but you can still get ravaged and attacked and have everything stolen from you by other players. Like, even if you go to solo, just on your own little ship sailing around the world, you can put in 2 or 3 hours worth of hunting and gathering and looting and have a ship full of chests and rare items for it to have everything taken away from you by someone else in a blink of an eye. That to me, like, I know it's kind of one of those, well, that's just the game. Like, yeah, I understand that, but it's not fair when it's just not fair when you're the only one on your boat. You have a small boat, you're just soloing around, and then a group of, like, a boatload of people, of 4 people, pull up beside you in a galleon that's like 4 times bigger than your boat and destroy your ship, or they all jump on board yours and kill you and take all your stuff. Or there's a group waiting for you on an outpost where you got to hand your stuff in and they take it all from you. Like, they just shoot you and kill you. I think it's a fundamental problem, and it's not fun. Every time that's happened to me, like, there was one morning I booted up the game. I think it was like 11:30 in the morning, and about 12:30 I was attacked at least 4 or 5 times. One of them being, as soon as I spawned and set sail, I came face to face with a galleon and they destroyed me right there on the spot. I had nothing. There was no reason to destroy me. They just did it, you know. That's not fun to me. Like, fair enough if I was playing with a group, because you can join a galleon or a small sloop ship with a small group of people, and fair enough in that regard. I can kind of be okay and justify being in combat with other people, but in solo mode, unless they make it solo and solo people only, where you don't come across other larger boats, that might be a happy medium to meet in the middle with. But as it stands right now, that's my biggest gripe with this game. I know I'm already like 2 minutes or something in this review, or 4 minutes or whatever, but that, I can't stress enough how much that part of the game pisses me off. It's just, there's no other way to progress in the game without handing in the stuff that you've looted. That's the only way to progress and gain items and stuff. You know, there's no XP. You don't get any faction rewards or progress if you don't trade stuff in. So you can essentially lose your entire progression play session, a bit of a rhyme, in that one instance, and it's taken away from you. So that whole session you've just done is thrown out the window. You've just wasted your time. I'm not a fan of that. I understand what they're trying to do. We're pirates. It's a pirate's life. Yar, and all that kind of stuff. But to me, it's not fun. That whole part's not fun. However, moving into the positives, which there is a lot of, I am otherwise thoroughly enjoying this game, where I'm itching to play it again. Like every time, like I've found myself at work just being like, oh, I wish I could just put in a couple of hours, or waiting to get home from the gym, so I can just play a couple of hours or a few hours, see if there's a mate on, and jump online with and sail the seas and find some treasure. Try and solve some riddles on an island to try and find the treasure, or go take out a skelly camp, or it's just when you're not getting everything taken from you in the game, it's such a palate cleanser of a game. That's the best way I can describe it, where you make the game like there's no story, but the adventures that you're on are the story. Like you are the story in this game. You're your own pirate, and the experiences that you get in the game make the story. I look forward to setting out on the sea on my own and trying to find that island, solve the riddles, find X marks a spot, and digging up treasure and trying to make it back to an outpost in time before I come across another ship, or try and take out a boss skelly somewhere on an island and take their skull in to trade in for treasure and gold. And I don't know, there's something really endearing and charming about this game. I didn't think I would like it as much, I'll admit. Like when it was first announced at E3, I was like, oh no, this is not kind of the game I was expecting, but it's turned out to be the exact game that I've needed. I haven't played a game. I've got games, I've got a pile of shame I'm going to do a video on, but I haven't finished, or haven't started, or they're still in their wrap. I just haven't felt like playing games at all. I've tried. I've only like 7 hours into Assassin's Creed Origins, and I'm chapter 5 on Final Fantasy 15. I've got to get back to these. But this one, it's got me. It's made me play games on my Xbox. It's the game that I've needed to kind of get myself back in the gaming, and I think that says a lot about the game, because I used to play games all the time, and I just don't anymore, and this has pulled me back in. So, there's a lot to love in this game if you can find it, and if you can set aside the fact that it's always online, that you can have it all taken away from you, that sometimes it's more fun playing with others, just like Destiny is. Destiny shines when you're playing with friends and other people, whereas the experiences I've had online with friends far outshine the ones that I've had on my own, definitely. But the fact that I can just spend an hour or two chilling, sailing around, casually looking for a treasure, it's a nice refresher from the games that take themselves far too seriously, or everything's a shooter, or the missions are so obtuse, and it's just like, it's such a burden, or a chore to do some of those missions. But this is just casual fun. I just look forward to it. It feels like a game, like an old school game, like back in the days where you put the game in, and there's no massive overarching story narration or narrative told to you. You just put the cartridge in, or the disc in, or whatever back in the day, and you just played the game. It was all about gameplay, and this is what this is. Rare Studios, it's definitely a rare game, and they're good at that. They've always been good at that, and I love this game. I love this game. I love it more than I thought I was going to. I said that just before, but I can't stress that enough. I think if you give it a chance, throw on Game Pass. Pay a month, or redeem your 14-day Game Pass trial, and download the game and play it. Just go stupid for a couple of weeks, and if you like it, continue Game Pass or buy the game. You'll get a 20% discount. And I think it's worth your time, even if you're playing by yourself or maybe a couple mates. It's a lot of fun. If you don't want to, if you want to have a break from all the Twitch shooters and the Fortnites and the PUBGs and all that crap, there's so many shooting games. I think this is good. This is a great change and a great addition to the Xbox library. You know, I just think this is the shot in the arm that we all could do with just a nice game. You know, and it's beautiful, man. Like, the water is the best water I've seen in a game ever. You know, and the lighting, everything looks stunning. It's an artistic kind of cartoonish kind of. It's got a very interesting style to it, very rare style to it, but everything looks amazing. You know, everything, every item, I'm just like, oh, everything, it's just so great. The designs are great, and it makes me want to get more coins to buy, you know, some more shiny loot and equipment and clothing, and, you know, really bling out my pirate with nice gear, which I'm really hammering home. And then I can start moving on to, you know, pimping out my ship. You know, it's very simple. It's a very basic game. There's a lot of complex systems, don't get me wrong, but the gameplay loop is very simple, but it's addictive and enjoyable, and, you know, you'll get as much out of it that you put in. I can see myself playing this, you know, I don't know how long. You know, it's just, I can see myself, like, I've got a digital copy, so it's always going to be loaded on my console. I won't be ever deleting this game. Like, it's going to be that game where, if I want to break, you know, if I play a heavy game for a while and I just want to break, I'll chill out with some Sea of Thieves. It's that kind of game, and I look forward to them adding more to the game. Like, I know this is kind of like a Destiny 1 scenario where out the gate it feels maybe bare bones, but I can see this game being updated over time, more features and gameplay loops and gameplay opportunities and quests and stuff added over time. But what they've got is a very strong foundation. Very strong. I don't understand the hate and the negativity this game's getting. I don't know if some of the larger outlets are just jaded these days, like some reviews I've seen, where a lot of them just seem to be negative on games, but I don't know. Well, maybe it's just because I've had a break from games for a while and I've come back and this has really taken me. I don't know, guys. I'm kind of going on a bit more on this review than I actually thought I would, but I'm really enjoying this game, and I'm glad that I've got some friends that have kind of. But I'm really enjoying this game, and I'm glad I've got some friends that have picked up the game as well on Game Pass, or they've bought their own copy, and they're very excited. Even the controller, some of my mates have the new controller, Sea of Thieves theme. Oh god, it's a good, sexy bloody controller. Look, guys, look, you're having a whinge about Xbox not having a lot of exclusives. They've brought out an absolute kicker of one. It's a corker of a game. I encourage you to go try it, and you just might surprise yourself. If you can get a mate in there with you as well, all the best, all the better. But if you can solo it yourself, it's a harder experience if you're up for the challenge. I think in my first week, I noticed it was really hard, and I was getting attacked frequently. But I've noticed, I think they've tweaked the whatever the algorithm is for encounters, and I'm not finding a lot. Even though their concurrent players are stupidly high. I think the last time I read an article on it, they were like at 1 million concurrent players, and even then I was getting few encounters, so I'm sure they'll improve that over time. For, you know, if you're in solo mode, you'll get even less encounters, or if you're in a crew and a big galleon, you might get more encounters. I hope that's how they scale the game. You know, I'll make that a trade-off. Alternatively, I do hope that they give you the option of PvP or PvE. Like, I really want that option, because there's times I just don't want to have to deal with people. Like, I'm a busy guy, I've worked full time, gym, everything else that I want to do, hobbies and stuff. I don't have time to line things up with mates, or, you know, I don't want to be bothered by people or ruining my whole play session. You know, I just want to be able to jump in, just cruise around without the worry, and just be my own pirate, my own little world, and get some damn loot, you know, some booty. That's what I really want. I think that's the main thing that I can come away from this. I really love it, but I really would like to make that solo experience a bit more personal, a bit more cut off from everything. So look, I'm hyped. I want my own tankard. As soon as they come up on the store, the merch store, they've got one up. They sell coins. I want to get a tankard. I want an eye patch. I'm enthralled with this game. So look, there's not much more that I can say without repeating myself more, but go pick it up, go try it, find a way to play it. It's cross-play. If you have PC friends, they can play it on PC. You can get it on Game Pass on your Xbox and go to town. Anyway, my name's Uncle Chunt. Thank you Xbox Australia for throwing me a review code. Total legends. And also thank you to my Patreon supporters. Means a lot every time I see the name in my editing. I come up and see the little graphic at the end of the video when I'm doing my proof checking, and yeah, it's always cool to know that people are supporting me there. So everything's good. The game's great. Life's good. Go play Sea of Thieves. My name's Uncle Chunt. I'll catch you on the next one.
Uncle Chunt. Thanks for watching this video. I really appreciate it. If you haven't already, please subscribe and check out some of my other recent videos. Have a good one.